Ja, det lander en inn på deg nå. Han står i et sånt hjørne, ser ikke dritt, den. Det er løst.
Just some clips from the 2 last days of playing, absolutely nothing special, but in this video here I'm gonna do my review of the wireless Haste from HyperX that have been released now for 1 or 2 months or so, and I've been using the mouse the last week or 2 now, and I've been really liking it, and I have to say this is definitely my new favorite mouse, but of course it got some drawbacks and such, but I still really like it. But we maybe need to keep in mind that I'm like still in like the honeymoon phase with this mouse here, so I'm maybe glossing over some faults and such. Personally, I really like the shape of this mouse and also really like how it looks. It looks cool with this HyperX logo here, and I like that it's not too high in the middle and we have that like kind of a dip with the buttons in front, which makes the buttons not as raised up from the mouse mat from like a side profile that we see here, and I think this gives me personally very good control. I like RGB stuff, but this mouse here doesn't have too much of light effects, but at least we have this light up mouse scrolling wheel, and the mouse scrolling wheel I also really like. It's like a nice rounded shape to it, and if we were to compare it to the HyperX, I would take this mouse wheel over the HyperX because of the like rounded shape, and it's also more protruding upwards, which makes it a little bit easier to find. I think the main competitor for the Haste mouse is the HyperX 3 wireless, and both of these mouse here have its positives and negatives. I really like both of them. The shapes of the mouse are very similar, so I get like the same kind of controls, but I prefer the side buttons on the Haste. They are like a little bit larger and easier to find and don't have that sharp edge. And I also like the scroll wheel better on the Haste because it's protruding a little bit more and it's more of a rounded shape, like it makes it easier to like find in heavy combat. The main buttons on the Haste seems to be a little bit more sensitive. They don't have that much travel distance before they actuate, but I have this weird issue that they maybe bind a little bit, but this is nothing that I feel in game. But overall I think the quality and feel of the buttons on the HyperX is better. But on HyperX as well, if we were to compare the HyperX to the SteelSeries Prime with the magnetic buttons, those are the superior ones. We also got more RGB light effects with the HyperX 3, and it maybe looks better on the standard version with not like the see-through ghost, because you have that bottom line there. Not as easy to see on the ghost version because it's like you can see through it. The PTFE glide pads and also the sensor seems to be good enough for me. Can see in the issues here we have a 1000 Hz polling rate, which means the mouse position is updated 1000 times a second, which I guess is more than enough. And I like on the Haste one you can store that dongle inside of the mouse. It's good for traveling, and the dongle is also smaller compared to the SteelSeries one, so it's maybe not as easy to break if you were to like put some strain on it, if you like accidentally hit it while it's in your laptop and such. The HyperX 3 you can also use without the dongle, but then you will only have a polling rate of like 50 to 100 Hz, which means that the mouse positioning is only updating 50 to 100 times a second, so while using Bluetooth it will feel laggy, so I wouldn't recommend using Bluetooth while gaming. So both of these mouses here have its positives and negatives when it comes to the dongles. The battery time I haven't really tested. I've not had an issue with any of them, but I guess you get better battery time if you were to use the HyperX with the Bluetooth one, but that again you can't really game with the Bluetooth one. When we put them on weight we can see that the Haste is 4 or 5 grams lighter, and I can't really feel this, and I maybe feel this also gives me a little bit better performance in game. This could be a placebo effect, but overall I like that it's a little bit lighter than 68 grams. Around 60 grams for a mouse I think is maybe the sweet spot for me at the moment. The wake up time with the haste from like sleep mode is also instant compared to the Aerox. It maybe takes 1 or 2 seconds before it's ready to use. If we compare the HyperX engine compared to the SteelSeries engine, you have a lot less features with the HyperX one. You can't really do much to it here. We have some settings that we can change, but overall I think that the SteelSeries engine is easier to use, and you also have more settings that you can choose and change and stuff like that and customize. You can link the RGB light to your other HyperX products as we see here, but personally I leave this off because I like this more of like a lava lamp effect on the quadcast better, and you can't have that activated with the RGB, the same like RGB mode on the mouse, because it's just a single RGB. Then you need to have like breathing through different colors without that lava lamp effect thing. So overall I could definitely recommend you this HyperX Haste mouse. I think it's a great product, and yeah, it takes so little time to get used to this mouse when going from other like lightweight mouses like this, and the price as well isn't too bad, and I think you get a good product. So I fired up some games here, haven't played a lot, but last days and weeks I've been more turning back to Modern Warfare because I more enjoyed the little bit more fast pace and good visuals of this game compared to like the Vanguard and Black Ops, and also like quick scoping and such. So yesterday I just fired up multiplayer. I wanted to just get that gunship thing there in shipment, and I actually got it of course with some camping, and then also again today, same day as making this video here, heading with my friend, Resurgence mode in Call of Duty. I just took out some of the clips in our winning round. After winning of course, we didn't play too many more rounds because then we get in better lobbies and such, and it's not like I'm a really good player, but I would say that I'm average to average high or something like that, so definitely not like a noob, but I'm really far from the pros and such. And I'm running this little bit of a weird combination here with the PKM. I've been really liking using it the last few days now. You just have so much ammunition, it doesn't really make that much sense to use it on duos, but say you're on 3 with the 3 players or like 4 players, all of that ammunition there just helps you put down more players at a time. And at the end there I did this stupid thing running over the wall, and I could probably take out the enemies still in the game, but luckily you see my friend here saved this game here, and we actually won. It's not something that happens too often. I haven't even played too much Resurgence. I really miss Verdansk, so Activision or whoever makes these games, just put Verdansk back to Warzone even before we get the Warzone 2 or 3. Just really miss that. So yeah, hopefully you found this a little bit interesting or useful, or you got some information or entertainment out of it, and I'm gonna sign off now. Yeah, thank you.
Hey.